Let's talk about Peacemaker.
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz.
We have 2 episodes to catch up on.
That's the correct answer.
So what's happened to Chris? So many crazy things.
You're like a piece of toilet paper stuck to my shoe.
In episode 3, we got our first real good look at the world of this alternate universe that he's found.
This is after he drunk texts the other Harcourt in the other universe, and she's like, well, okay, if you think that, I look forward to seeing you all day. And he's like, wow, cool, I got a date with another Harcourt.
Yeah, because first his brother wakes him up because it's almost noon. It's like past 11. So what are you doing, man? Wake up! Where the hell you been? And all this stuff. And are you drinking again? Jeez, you better be it's just alcohol, right? It's not the other stuff. And he's like, yeah, it's just alcohol.
I think they're doing a really good. I think Gunn's doing a really good job of. I mean, he's just dropping little hints as to what this universe is.
Yeah.
In that episode, of course, is the tagline is essentially the tagline for the season, which is like best universe ever.
Yeah,
because he has a great day. I know it is the.
Yeah.
Is it?
There's plenty of hints in this episode that things are not what they seem.
Yes.
Yeah, so his brother gets him out of bed. So he wakes up, he looks at his text, and he realizes that only has like 20 minutes or something, or 15 minutes to get to Argus. He looks at his phone, and it's like 11:38 or something. He's like, oh.
He takes the peace bike.
Yeah, well, he's scrambling to get ready, and that's when he finds the drugs in the drawer. He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. And the terrible clothes.
And then he plays the silly game with Keith to try to figure out where he's going. He's like, hey, tell me the exact address of Amelia Harcourt, where she works. What are you talking about, man?
He goes, you mean Argus? He's like, exactly.
And he's like, can I borrow your truck? Like, just take your bike, dude.
Just take the peace bike.
Right,
which, of course, he's like, God, look at this thing. This is awesome. Another great thing is not only did they get Joel Kinnaman back to be Rick Flag Jr., he gets to play the one that we canonically know from the Suicide Squad. He gets to play that version, but he also gets to play the version in that universe who is a needy dweeb. And that's really great. He's sort of like, hey man, what are you doing here? And he's like, we're going to have lunch. He's like, are you okay with this? It's like, and he's like tripping over trash cans. And so he's really sad, and it's kind of great.
Yeah, that was funny the way that unfolded, because he comes up and he's defensive, like, what are you doing here? And I thought, okay, well, that's not that unusual. But then he goes away and he's like peeking over stuff. Like, there's something weird about this version of him.
And she's like, look, no, this is just, we set this up. We're having lunch. That's all it is. And she's trying to calm him down. And he's like, the whole thing about why are you dating that jarhead? She goes, it's weird you call him jarhead because he was actually, what is it, in the Navy
Army,
or something?
Not Marines, yeah. He's Army, he's not Marines. I don't know why you guys call him jarhead.
And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. But yeah, they meet, they go out for like hot dogs and stuff. They have like a stereotypical wonderful afternoon in the park, but some sort of insurgent, some sort of military militia type group, terrorists come in and attack Argus.
Actually, they're trying to blow up the DMV, which is right.
That's right. Sorry, it's not Argus, it's the DMV. He goes in and he doesn't have a suit. He doesn't have his helmet. So there's this great action sequence of him literally taking out like a whole bunch of people. And these guys, what are they calling themselves? The Sons of Liberty or something?
Sons of Liberty, which is from the comics, apparently. Yeah. But there also was a real Sons of Liberty in the United States. It was just part of the early rebellion against the British.
Yeah, the Sons of Liberty in the comics are actual super people, sort of like a conservative group, and they all have like patriotic themed names and costumes. These are just militia folk, but they're calling themselves Sons of Liberty.
And they're very ragtag, these people. They seem very nervous and inexperienced. They're introduced to us by one guy accidentally blowing himself up in the city park.
That's right. I didn't track all the stuff they were saying, but it was basically like, you're not really free and da-da-da. And
yeah, they were fighting against the oppressive regime or something, whatever. I forget exactly what they said, but it's like vague enough to make you wonder what exactly is going on.
Also, a lot of people were already pegging. They were looking in the background and stuff like, I'm not seeing any people of color in this universe.
Yeah, and I was clocked into that immediately because people had been saying, what if this universe is like the Nazi universe or something like that, where the Nazis won?
Chris hasn't clocked that because he's just happy that he has this reconnection with her. And then he becomes the hero of the day because everyone witnesses, it's broad daylight. They witness him leaping across rooftops and going, it's Peacemaker. And he goes in and he takes everybody out in some really crazy ways, including the dropping down from the ceiling, hanging by his knees and shoving 2 pencils into a guy's ears.
Yeah, it was insane.
Oh, man. And the first guy with the
axe in
gets
his
the
head.
hatchet in the head, and the guy just goes, he
Wait,
doesn't
what?
drop dead immediately. That's really good horror kind of stuff where the guy has a crevice in his skull and he's just like going, hey, yeah, and like,
Yeah.
he's not dead yet, but his brain is scrambled. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So
It
it's
was,
ultra violent,
oof.
but he wins the day. And then everyone's like, yay, Peacemaker. And he's like, and she hugs him and kisses him. And he's like, oh, best universe ever. I don't think so, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, we also see Economos, and Sasha Bordeaux has basically made him and Tim Meadows' character. First, we're going to kill the eagle.
Yes, right. That's right. We're bringing
And here is
Red
the
Saint-
guy who's
Red
the
Saint. What's
greatest.
his Red Saint what?
Oh, I don't remember his character name, but it's Michael Rooker, being yet again in a James Gunn production. He's been in practically all of them. Of course, the joke is Economos is always going like, hey, Captain Cultural Appropriation. Thank you. He's got like the braids, and he's wearing all kinds of Native American kind of jewelry, but he's very serious about it. He's very serious about killing eagles. And he becomes convinced, this is, I think, in episode 4, that Eagly is the alpha.
Yeah, that's in the
eagle.
next one. What I love is when he's introduced in episode 3, when Sasha Bordeaux's giving him the mission rundown. It's like, your mission is to find and kill Eagly, this eagle. And he goes, and any other eagles in the vicinity, right? And she goes, no, just the one. He goes, aw. Such a silly moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is already the show that has an Argus agent with bird blindness. And he keeps, what I like about that is, bird blindness, but like with any blindness, if they say, no, he's an eagle, but he continues to go, Peacemaker's got this duck. He still calls it like a duck. He's like, you 2 guys go after that duck. And they're like, it's an eagle. Literally, the name is Eagly. But anyway, so they're continuing to investigate. They know he's not home, so they're wrecking the place, and they find the closet, and it'll be Economos' job to hack the way in. But Economos is still friends with everybody, so he's torn. He's trying to let them know, like, they're about to raid your place, and so Chris is able to get there, get Eagly out. He has to tempt him with bologna, which works. I'm just saying, guys, you ever end up with a bald eagle in your house, you can just lead him out with bologna. And so he's like, okay, he has the advance notice, he gets out of there, but then he has to have Adebayo. They call her Ads, like that's his nickname for him. It's like, come pick me up. And she's all excited because she got her new sort of mercenary group ad in a mercenary magazine that Peacemaker informs her has 11 subscribers.
12, I think it's like 12, but whatever it is like, you mean like 1,200?
Yeah.
No, 12,000? No, it's literally 12.
Yeah. It's like they're entirely paid for by people who take out ads in it. So she picks him and Eagly up, and they're basically on their way to the cabin, which is where he's trying to set up a new. Oh, we get the flashback.
Yeah, we start with the cold open, which is a flashback. And at first, I'm like wondering which version of the brothers or the father are we seeing?
That's
pretty quickly you do find it's the original one.
Yeah, because he's awful. Dad's awful.
This made me laugh a little bit. Is that they clearly invested in a little bit of de-aging for Robert Patrick,
but not much.
He's supposed to be 35 years ago. It's like I think maybe they de-aged him maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
He should look like he does in T2 or Team Patrol.
He should. He just doesn't.
He doesn't.
God bless him.
That's okay.
But yeah, they're hunting. And they shoot something which starts to scream, and it doesn't sound, not that I'm ultra aware, but it doesn't sound like a deer or a buck scream. And when they find it, it's an alien. It's literally another life form, and it's basically begging for its life, but in alien. And it has this silver case, like almost like a little carrying case, but it also looks kind of like the helmet. Or the helmets he'll wear. And behind him is an open doorway into the dimensional pocket, whatever it is.
QUC.
So basically, this is great because it does explain as they go. I thought your dad was some sort of ultra genius. He's like, he
I
did
mean,
build the helmets. I mean, yeah. Here's the thing: is like, no. It's like he didn't make it out of high school. And so basically, it's all stolen technology from this alien.
yeah. What he says, he doesn't know he didn't build it. He flunked out of high school. And so, what about the helmets? He goes, well, that's complicated.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's
they're
complicated.
saving that for later. I have a feeling maybe that they were that weird. Just this is my theory right now that weird xenomorph looking alien that he keeps bumping into, and he's criticizes for not saying hi to him. And he shouts at him in the previous episode. Maybe that guy had something to do with helping them develop this tech, and that's why he's familiar with him, because he's always saying hi to him.
I was thinking that maybe exposure to that silver thing, maybe it puts information in his brain or something, possibly. I was thinking there'd be more of like an information transfer sort of deal. Who knows? Which would just give him the, knowledge for the technology, but not make him like a super evolved human being. He's just still Cletus, but he knows how to make helmets.
There's also the interesting connection that the other universe, their Peacemaker helmets are also somehow tied to the QUC as well. So there's got to be some kind of connection there, is what the origin is. I'm assuming.
Well, doesn't he see a version of the case in the other universe too? I thought he did.
I don't
like
remember
in the
that,
library where he goes library. He goes, yeah. Oh, I call that the trophy room. He goes, since when?
Since when? Yeah.
But yeah, so he that flashback explains what he's trying to do, which is move his doorway from the closet in his house to his dad's cabin. That will be the new access point. But to do that, they need time. So they're basically texting Economos, who's in Chris's house, being asked to use your computer hackery skills to get inside the quantum closet. And they're like, delay. It's like, just stretch it out. And he does. He's like, well, I could do it that way. He just comes with all these dumb delays. He's like, oh, wait, I need a tool that's in my... And Judo Master is officially part of the Argus team.
Hey, fatty.
And he goes, yeah, you almost killed me. He goes, I wish I had actually killed you. They don't like each other. And Judo Master keeps calling him fatty. And Judo Master and Chris have a throwdown in the forest, which is pretty great. And he's like, God damn it. Basically throws him into a tree and all kinds of stuff. Judo Master, again, there's probably someone out there as a DC or Charlton fan, because he's originally a Charlton character like Peacemaker, that were bought up by DC in the 80s. There may be fans out there like going, how dare they? Judo Master is my favorite. I don't really mind them making him a laughing stock. Like, Vigilante's the one that I'm like, oh, dude, that's not Vigilante. But at the same time, everyone's someone's favorite. So there's probably Judo Master fans that hate this show because they're like, how dare you treat him with such disrespect? Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's kind of a joke character here. He's obviously good at judo.
He's a master.
Yeah, he is a master of it. Chris Smith can literally just sort of throw the greatest judo fighter in the world around and beat him. Okay. But so they do succeed. He's like, and Ads is like, how do you know how to do this? He goes, well, my dad showed me. So he opens up the thing in the cabin, and it's quite dramatic. I thought it would just sort of go one, instead it like blows out the front and they're thrown.
It's like run.
Yeah.
Well, he says that his dad had him do it because he was afraid that he didn't think it was safe, the sort of thing. He had him do it.
Right. Yeah. You'll be my test subject. Yeah. You get to do it. So they've moved this doorway around, but of course it always opens to the same place, the dimensional place. But once that happens, then Economos is finally like, oh, okay. Like there's at least an indicator. You kind of see the light around the edge of the door kind of fade. And then Sacha Bordo's like, great, we're finally in, opens it, and then it's a real closet. And it's like, oh, man. And the Eagle Hunter guy, Economos is really being a good friend because he also saves Eagly by shoving the Hunter guy right when he's lined up the shot, and shoves him down, and he hits his head on a rock, which does create this wound right here that's bleeding. And he's clearly dazed. He's like, dude, are you all right? He's like going, you opened my third eye, which we don't know if he had those powers before he fell and hit his head.
I think he did.
He does. instead of becoming full on joke, by the end of the episode, you see him doing this mystical ceremony in front of a fire, and he's using his own blood and drawing this emblem of an eagle. And then he's like, his astral form is floating above the planet, and he zeroes in on Eagly heading towards the cabin. So he knows where the cabin is. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm coming for you. And he believes that Eagly is like an eagle god.
Right, because the story that Economos tells him is like, another eagle came up. Let's go crazy. Another eagle came up and hit you in the head. Like, what?
That's right.
Another eagle.
Yeah, he goes, they're solitary animals. He goes,
that means that Eagly must be the Eagle Prime or the Prime Eagle or something.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what he says.
There is something special about Eagly because he doesn't really speak English, but he understands it well, and he can take out an entire group of mercenaries. It's like, good Lord, that eagle! That's the best eagle ever.
But I did like the reveal that this character that Rooker is playing he is kind of a laughing stock, but he does actually have powers. He's got this sort of, he's a metahuman, so that's why they hired him. Clearly, so he's got these astral projection powers.
I, of course, I know to some degree some of the Native American heroes of the DCU, and I think they've created him for the show. I was like, he's not Native American. He is, and they keep calling him on it,
right?
Because of the appropriation. But apparently, he at least knows enough about spiritual beliefs and has a power that, it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll get more backstory. But essentially, I'm like, no, he's not Super Chief. He's Super Chief, Black Bison, or any of the others. But it's pretty cool, and it's a very cool sequence where he's all sort of astral and blue and floating in a lotus position, and it's very neat.
Yeah.
So they've moved the doorway, and he's told pretty much everybody about the other dimension except for Harcourt. We also got the flashback, I think in episode 3, Harcourt had a relationship with Rick Flag Jr. before he was killed by Peacemaker. And that does explain a lot about where she's coming from. Because she cared for him, and now she's kind of romantically involved with the guy who killed him. Mm-hmm. So, that's a good twist. But also there's a great scene in probably the 4th episode where Rick Flag Sr. comes to her, and she's like, I can't pay my rent, and I've been dumped. And Waller, on her way out the door at Argus, basically scapegoated me, and that's why I've been blacklisted. And he goes, yeah, it's true. I looked up the file, and you're not, you're blacklisted. You won't be hired by any agency. She goes, what good am I? I got nothing to do. And I'm just going around starting fights and ending up looking bloody and stuff. And he's like, well, what if I give you, I can get you back in because now I'm in charge. But here, and it is kind of nice because she keeps calling him General, and he keeps going like, look, you dated my son, so I'm just Rick. It's like, just call me that. So he actually seems pretty cool and decent, and except for the thing he's going to want her to do is betray, because he can't see past, I want vengeance for my son, and that involves taking down Peacemaker.
Well, I think, and this is going to, I'm just predicting, I think this is
here
going
comes
to
the
be,
prediction.
Here I come. This is going to be one of the big character arcs in this season is seeing, I think obviously towards the end of the season, he is going to have to actually work with Peacemaker, and they're going to bury the hatchet. Obviously
that would be good,
because Rick Flag Sr. is not a bad dude. We've already met him in Creature Commandos, and he alludes to what happens in Creature Commandos in episode 4, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I thought that Harcourt was gonna say, it's like, well, congratulations on getting the top spot. I know it wasn't easy. I thought she was gonna say, but you and the Creature Commandos, you guys. I mean, I thought she was gonna do a name check. She doesn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, man, say it.
So I'm thinking what's going to happen. There's going to be some kind of big showdown in the QUC. They're probably going to get trapped in there, I'm guessing. We see there's like some kind of, there's a scene I saw where they're in like hazard suits, and they're in the QUC, and they're checking doors.
By the way,
trying to figure out where he went.
Really cool. I believe that stands for Quantum Unfolding Closet.
Chamber. I kept calling it closet, but it's chamber.
Yeah, because he made it.
It is a closet.
It is a closet. But yeah,
Um,
Chamber.
I'm really curious to see what's going to happen now because they're hinting that this is some kind of white supremacist universe that he's in, or at least the city is. We don't know how far this extends, but I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of really tense, awkward scene when Adebayo or Tim Meadows' character, I forget his name
Absolutely.
was, Flurry, come through, and like people are looking at him like, what the hell are you doing here? You know, and they're probably going to get trapped there, or somebody's going to get captured, and they're going to have to free them. That's my
Every now and then when they say
maybe.
Flurry, it sounds like Fury. And then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you guys getting a little dig in? Getting a little dig? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, is that clearly Chris and Ads are good friends. And when it comes down to this is your perfect universe, and it's minus people like me, and maybe they were wiped out or something horrible like that.
Mhm.
Oh boy, that's a topic to be broached.
Yeah. That's the thing I was wondering, is like, how far back does this go in this history? Like,
Yeah.
you know, are they just segregated, or do they
That's,
just
I
not
mean, that
exist?
obviously, because if you have these Sons of Liberty and they are actually trying to do something about it,
Right.
that would mean that there's something you could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
a
if they
good
were
point.
wiped out, then it's like, what you did was wrong. Instead, this is more like, hey, stop oppressing and da da da. So maybe,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
it's something that's fixable in that
Yeah.
universe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's that deal of, on the surface, everything looks like things are so much better over there. My dad loves me, and it's a good relationship. My brother's alive, and we're best pals. And Harcourt is she's still tough, but she's a softer version, and clearly has admitted feelings for him instead of being like sort of like distancing herself. So on the surface, it's like, for Chris, it's like, damn, I want to live here forever. This is perfect. Yeah, but where's your buddy? Where's Ads? Is she in this universe? And I like the way Adrian keeps bringing back. He's like going, do you think
Mhm.
there's another me in there? Oh man, I bet I'm so cool. I wish I could
The
meet
irony
me in
is,
there.
maybe he is one of the good guys on that. You know, maybe run into him.
Oh,
Maybe
see,
he's like the head of Sons of Liberty or something, and he's a totally different character. They've kind of set. I mean, they've kind of set this up because Rick is a total doof.
yes,
Rick Jr. is a total doof. It might
yes.
be that the other Adrian is the opposite. Like, he's actually
Yeah, it
not a
seems to
doof.
be, it's not completely opposite world, but it's not bizarro, but it's just slanted off enough to where it does seem idealized to someone he's going through some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Chris has had 2 seasons of pretty rough time. Pretty rough time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What if when Superman does show up, because come on, they're gonna have him in there. What if the Superman in the other universe is like Ultraman, is like the asshole guy, and is like,
That's what I'm hoping isn't the case. What I'm kind of hoping, if Superman is even in this universe at all, is that he's already passed away. Like, he was an earlier version, like actually an Earth 2 version of Superman who.
dude, I like a twisted evil Superman as long as you don't lean on that trope. I like that better than him being dead.
I would take any of it, but it would be kind of cool to see. Oh, Superman? What do you mean? He's been gone for decades. You know, we
Yeah,
get to see these
yeah,
images of him with gray hair and in the 50s
yeah.
and 60s and stuff. That would be
I
really
do
cool.
love the whole thing where when Chris is explaining the other universe to Ads, and he goes, we get along great. We even fight crime together. We have a name called the Top Trio. And I like Ads just goes, Top Trio? Like, that's
Yeah.
dumb. That's dumb as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
By the way, you're always catching the obscure callbacks. But one of the promotional ads for this season of Peacemaker is the big mural of like Peacemaker probably in the other universe, and you see Peacemaker looking up at it. It is just like the old cover of National Comics or something, More Fun Comics, but there is this Golden Age cover which has been parodied and tributed many times, which had like Green Lantern, Golden Age, Green Lantern, blah blah blah, and Wonder Woman, and they're all there, and it's just this kid looking up at it and with like a little word balloon that's like, wow. And after 9/11, they did a tribute cover that Alex Ross painted for their 9/11 special, which had first
Yeah.
responders. You know,
Yeah.
you had cops and firemen and EMTs, and Superman looking up at it and going,
And going,
wow.
wow. Yeah.
But it
That's
is
very nice.
it's the same set up in the same deal. I'm like, that's great. It's almost like, yeah, that's what I wish for, is that kind of heroism. And instead I'm stuck in this world where I'm a joke.
Well, and somebody pointed this out. I thought this was what you're going to mention, is that I saw a screenshot of this, that somebody noticed that in the Suicide Squad, there's a mural of the dictators, the leaders of Kotor Maltese.
Oh, I haven't rewatched
that looks
it.
kind of similar. It's a kind of a similar graphic style as this mural in the alternate universe. Could be a little tie-in.
Wow, no, I didn't catch that.
I don't know.
I haven't watched The Suicide Squad in a while.
Yeah, me neither. I think I only saw that one time.
I'm sorry, guys. I haven't done my homework. I saw it twice. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I definitely thought it was an improvement on what came before. But I do like the way Gunn is being pretty loose with, he goes, canon is whatever you see. Like if he used bits of David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
He did, which is, a lot of people have been talking about that.
Yeah, it's like
surprising
Rick was in a relationship with the Enchantress in Suicide Squad. And yeah, that little bit from that movie is like, oh, that totally happened. And they're like, yeah, but what about Bloodshot? What about the claim that he took Superman down with a kryptonite bullet? He's like, have you seen them mention that yet? He's like, if they don't say it happened, then it didn't happen. It's like, wow. Yeah. It's like when they changed the end of season 1 to have the Justice Gang instead of, it's literally, Gunn is just nitpicking, or just like pulling out the parts he wants and saying that is canon, and anything you don't hear mentioned. It's like, no, they really fought Starro. Okay. It happened in Corto Maltese. And okay, great.
Yeah. I love too. I mean, even the Suicide Squad left this open because Starro is seeding out all his little tiny Starros. Mm-hmm. Isn't there? Don't they hint that there's still some of those are still alive? Right?
Oh yeah, There's definitely. You can't really kill all Starro the Conqueror.
I'm still hoping, because this is something I wanted to get into too.
The eventual Justice League movie to actually have them fighting Starro, like Justice League #1.
Starro was involved in the introduction of Captain Carrot as well. And
was he?
That was one of my first introduction. The first time I remember seeing him as a kid. But this is what I was thinking, because there's been a little bit of criticism levied at him recently, because in the new DCU, we had Superman, and the very next thing in the DCU storyline is this season of Peacemaker, which has nudity, it has graphic violence. Yeah. So a lot of people are criticizing him for that, and I think it's a valid thing to bring up.
Well, actually, Creature Commandos to Superman to Peacemaker.
Yeah. So there's a lot of R-rated stuff in this DCU so far.
There's really been only one thing that's
what I think would be really nice is if he gives the kids Captain Carrot, and it's something that's sort of like Toy Story, that it's something that we can enjoy as well. It's like good animation, but he's got the universe. He could still have it be set up. It doesn't even have to be animated. It could be CGI, or it could be animation. It doesn't matter. But we've got Superman, and Starro we know exists in this universe as well, because
if they want to go comics accurate and actually do the same origin, or if it's just revealed that this is yet another part of the DC multiverse, which it is in comics.
Yeah.
They haven't written Captain Carrot off, because did you read Multiversity, which was Grant Morrison's?
No, that's on my list of things to get.
He literally, except for a couple where he just has a question mark, which is him leaving it open to other writers, but he listed all the 52 universes. And one of them is the funny animal animated Captain Carrot world. So, it's like, okay, they're still saying they exist. It's possible right now for any of the DC characters could cross over and go over there and hang out. Mm-hmm. Just hang out. Hey, what's going on there? Abracadabra. That's right. I remember the name of one other. Oh, wait. There was also Fastback, the turtle. Oh, I do remember a couple of them.
Yeah. And what was Captain Carrot's his secret identity? His Clark Kent?
It was again, it's a riff on Clark Kent, but I don't remember what it is.
But he's an illustrator. He's like, he draws comics, I think.
Yes. What's weird is in the 80s, I'm sorry, by the way, Peacemaker, absolutely great. Keep watching it. But the 80s was where the spinoff into Captain Carrot was them creating a comic for kids. But they did tie Superman into it. Superman was always like, if you're coming up with a new concept, have him be the ambassador. It's like he shows up and Then it did become
Masters of the
Batman.
Universe,
Like
right?
Batman would show up in the second issue of anybody's new comic, like the mulleted Starman from the 80s. That isn't the cool one from the 90s. Like Batman or Superman shows up in the second issue, is like, "Hello, new hero. Have to go now." Like great. But also the tie-ins, because I still remember Masters of the Universe. They were introduced in DC Comics Presents in a little mini comic inside the comic, and Superman ends up in that universe. He ends up on
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, He-Man, okay, great." Helps him fight Skeletor. He's like, "You're very powerful. Go back to your universe." And then he sends him back. What should we talk about next week?
Well, we got the suit ranking thing, which you've already done your homework on, and I have not.
I did my homework.
Yeah.
Chad had a great idea, and you guys can join us on this too. Maybe post that same photo that you sent me for our listeners. Next week, I know it sounds goofy, but we're going to rank the live action Superman suits. And I'm sure it's all, as it always does, boils down to just personal preference. Your feel on this or that. A couple of mine might surprise you, Chad, but because I was like, oh, when I look at it, this isn't, and I included that Superboy too, which you're like, I'm not judging that Superboy guy. I'm like, man,
I've never seen it, that's why, but the suit's fine. I mean,
suit's fine.
It's basically slight variation on Christopher Reeve's suit.
Yeah, but it fits the bill.
But
anyway, so we'll be talking more Superman next week, probably also Peacemaker, because we've got a new episode coming up. And by the way, thank you for your comments. I again always appreciate. Who was the gentleman who had all the behind the scenes info on Superman Returns? One of our
that was Kevin Rubio. Our friend
Kevin
Rubio.
Yes, it was. Yes,
from Troopers. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, thank you so much for all that, because that was fun. Where he worked on the behind the scenes of Superman Returns,
along with Robert Meyer Burnett. Yeah, and he had all these tidbits. Like he reminded me what the sequel was that Robert Meyer Burnett had been developing.
And I love the way he informed me that the crashed Kryptonian ship was on fire with Duraflame logs.
Yeah,
I'm like, just like you put in your. Oh wow, that's great, and that works. And Kevin, can you promise me that Eve Marie Saint was okay?
Yeah,
she was not, in fact, burned by any of the Duraflame logs.
Somebody pointed out too. I can't remember if it was Kevin or not. Somebody pointed out that I didn't know this. It was another cut scene or an altered scene. That when in Superman Returns, when Clark runs out, when he's discovered that the plane that Lois is on is in jeopardy, he runs out of the bar and he runs across, just like Christopher Reeve runs across the street and pulls the shirt open. Somebody told me that, but that's actually, the shirt underneath is actually CG, because the original scene was supposed to be open up and he just realizes he forgot to put his suit on.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I looked at that scene again. I was like, oh, you can kind of tell that it's CG'd.
I never caught that.
If you look, you have to look really closely at it.
That's funny. And I'm kind of glad, but I will say that would have been an instance where they did set up your expectation and foil it, because most of the rest of that movie is just set up your expectation and there it is.
Right.
Because it was so slavish, as I keep saying, to, Donner. That was the big mistake, man. It's like, make your own damn movie.
Yeah.
Make your own damn movie. Eventually, we'll do Man of Steel. Unlike Superman Returns, we haven't even recorded that. Superman Returns, we did a while back. We'll get to it.
I gave people a chance to actually vote on it, but they still didn't pick it. Because I put several things that I already had ready to edit. Batman 89, Buckaroo Banzai, animated series, our first edition of the animated series, which we will eventually work our way through. It's going to take a long time. And then I said Man of Steel at the end. And a lot of people did vote for Man of Steel, but Batman was like almost 50%.
All right.
By a large margin. So I did put the Batman 89 breakdown is in podcast form. Audio only on our podcast feed. It's 2.5 hours long.
Wow.
It will get shorter. I'm sure that the YouTube edit will be considerably shorter, but it's very generous. Very
the only
long.
one who's going to listen to that version is my brother. He's the only one who's going to listen to the full 2.5 hours. That's very cool. I mean, obviously you take care of yourself, but we will have to man up. We may have to Man of Steel up. And
I'm kind of looking forward to it now.
And
I'm sure I'm still not going to like it, but that's what people want.
Me too. I am casually curious in the afterglow of having watched James Gunn Superman of revisiting it because I haven't watched it since I bought the Blu-ray, which I got used. It was literally like $7. I was like, all right, just for completion's sake, I'll own it. And then I watched it again at home for the second time since I'd seen it in the theater. I was like, yeah, I still don't like it. And I put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to revisiting it just because, like I said, I will challenge myself. Find the good in it. There is good in it.
There is.
Sure. They could be a noble race if you help them. Kal-El, my son.
Yeah.
They could be good if they choose to be. So I'll go. I'll watch that. But we'll do that. But next week, Super Suits.
Suits.
Suits. Bye.
All right. See you guys.